Hi, Tairou. My name is Ash Singh. I'm part of the Middle Eastern royalty. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
Okay, so my name is Lucrèce Tairou. I am the CEO of Maolan Productions, and I wanted to talk to you about my company a little. So Maolan Production, we produce, develop entertainment and original content creation for the Middle East and the African TV market. I don't know if you know it, but in these two regions, the industry generated over 60 billion of euros of revenues. So there is like a huge growth recently we have seen, but at the same time, there is a real lack of content. So here are broadcasters, local broadcasters, and international streaming platforms such as Netflix, who decided recently to focus their development strategy into these two markets. So here I am with my company. I'm part of the Media Hub to 454, which is Media Hub like helping entrepreneurs just like me to get access to the market. So now we're looking for $150,000 to be able to move forward with our content strategy development. Because, you know, in UAE, the audience is an audience of over 400 million of people, but we decided to focus on the 31%, and I'm talking about the millennials, because we know in this industry, we can make a move in TV industry, we can make a move without social platforms. So we're going to use social platforms to generate it and take advantages, if I can say it like this, of the new opportunities of monetization, of social platforms.
And so you need $150,000. Is that what you need?
Yes, $150,000.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. And let's give some feedback. So let's we think about, so the company, the company is Maolan, right? Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Okay, Maolan. Okay, just to kind of make sure it's clear. Now, what I wanted to hear in the pitch, so and feel free, anyone in the chat that wants to give feedback, but what I wanted to hear was, content. I wanted to understand a little bit more about your secret sauce. Why are you and your team the best people to create next generation millennial content in the Middle East, right? The MENA region, right? Middle East and Africa, right? That area. Why are you guys the best people to do it? Why are you credible to do it, right? I wanted that to come out. I also, having been a television producer myself, it's always about kind of unique access, right? Because obviously, you're coming into the market, right? You're not from the Middle East market. So the other challenge is how do you get access to the local content that is relevant and exciting to the millennials of today that are in the Middle East? So I wanted that to come out, right? And when we think about that, and you can answer these questions, right? But I wanted to know, why you guys, right? The type of content and how you are also going to master the art of creating the content on the social media platforms of tomorrow, okay? Whether that is TikTok or Snapchat or TikSnap or whatever the next thing is going to be. We don't know what it's going to be, right? You have snaps and you have ticks. That's what the world is coming to today, right? So my point is that didn't come out. So talk to me about this. I want to know these questions as an investor.
Well, my background is from a TV industry. I work in TV industry for 7 years. So I know the technical stuff and all the, let's say, mechanisms to be able to create a good content. Thanks to 454, the Media Hub, I just mentioned it in my pitch. I have access to the content because there is this development services. So they help us to get access to influential people in MENA market and in African market. In my team, I also have people like a sales director who actually get some deals with TV channels in Africa, for example. So our secret sauce is really the multicultural people who are in our industry, in our company, sorry, who with their unique ingredients, we can like make a little sauce to be able to create this new generation of content. We have to create something like here in Middle East I never saw before, and I'm going to use my background in TV industry in France to do it. So
Got it. Understood.
Using data
Understood.
and everything.
But do you think? Let me ask another question, because when you go for investment, right? So let's talk a little bit about investment. You're in Abu Dhabi, right? And so most companies, especially production companies, get some government support. So are you going to raise some money from an investor and also have some government support, or is it just an investor?
No. My content strategy is to start with money from investors because I really want to be independent. It's really crucial for me. And in this industry, you also have the possibility you sell that to the TV channels. So money is ready for me to start, to finish, to move forward. Like I said, with my first content actually, so I can like pay communication services and everyone to be able to finalize this first production.
Understood. Because when I think about what you're doing, right, part of, I think to zero in, right, when you're doing your elevator pitch, it should be very, very clear. And for me, one opportunity that I think might exist from a production standpoint is because markets in the Middle East and Africa, some of them are still catching up to their counterparts in the United States, for instance, and in France, being able to kind of be that production company that helps with all the new media support that these channels need, right? You said you were talking to TV channels, right? Being able to make sure that they have an active and popular channel within TikTok and within Snapchat. All these other new platforms require a different mind, right? And so the idea that you can extend their content is very different than producing your own, right? And so the idea of thinking about it like that, right? Because where are you going to play, right? Are you going to be the TikTok, Snapchat production company for all the major channels and TV stations in the Middle East and North Africa? That's interesting. I think that is something where people can see that, right? And it's like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. The problem you find, Larissa, is that you want to make sure that your process is in place so as to not just become another TV company, because it's too vague, right? And $150,000 might not get you too far anyways, right? Because if you start producing stuff end to end, again, having worked in that space, you need millions and millions of dollars for production, right? And so the idea of extending it is also important, right? That's my view on it, right?
Okay. I get it. I get it. But as in just to explain, so maybe you can advise me. Because our strategy right now is to like sales to the TV channels, but at the same time we're going to deals also with, like, for example, Twitter, so we can generate it also money from videos in Twitters. So this is our two, like, our two paths.
Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of the new stuff, right? You guys know how to monetize that, and you're going to help these guys make a little bit of money doing that, right? As you start to partner with them, right? But that's my view. Does that make sense? You got to know exactly where you're going to fit, because you've come to the Middle East, and if you want to make sure it all works, you want to start with one area, and the investor wants to know that, hey, this person and their team is the best team to come in and make this stuff work, right? So part of it is also about your background. You want to make sure that you talk a little bit about your experience and your success on Twitter, right? And your success on, otherwise you'll have a challenge there. Shall I pitch your idea back to you? Is that something you'd like me to hear? Right? I'm going to, so Maolan Productions, right? And even even the words, as you've described your business too, right? When I think about the production itself, Maolan Productions, it might be interesting to think about even what you call your business. Maolan Productions versus Maolan Ventures, or Maolan New Media Productions, right? Just so that they remove themselves from the typical thought process of what a production company is, because that's kind of, do you get what I'm saying? It's kind of, you're different. You're not just that, right?
Yeah.
So we're hitting the top, and you can now introduce yourself as the investor, and I'll pitch the idea back to you. Okay, over to you. Go ahead.
Okay. So hello, Hash. Nice to meet you. I'm Lucrèce Tairou, so personal investor of Venture Capital. Tell me about more.
Okay, hi, Lucrèce. My name is Ash Singh, and I'm part of the Maolan New Media team. As you might know, there's tons of television production and effort going into creating amazing content in the Middle East and North Africa. I've spent the last 10 plus years in the production space, but really focused on new media and how the current incumbent television players that are producing billions and billions of dollars of content can now extend their reach to the next generation of viewers, millennials that are on TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter. Our goal is to go to the Middle East, base ourselves out of Abu Dhabi, and create a company that helps all the big firms come together and monetize and extend their reach. And we're looking for $150,000 to make this happen. I'd love to chat with you, to share with you some of the programs that we have in our pipeline, along with how we're going to make this revenue work. Would you like to have a coffee?
Okay, great. It's good. It's very good.
Did you get a sense of what I was trying to do? Right?
Yeah. Perfectly. Yeah, it really helps, actually. Yeah, it really helps.
Right? Getting it all together, knowing exactly where you're going to play. Okay. Remember, an investor is looking to make a bet. Okay. But they need to know exactly what the odds are. Right? They need to know exactly what you're going to do. Okay. And especially like when you go cross market, and they may or may not know who you are. Okay. I had the same experience when I went to Hong Kong. I had to be very, very specific on what I was trying to do and what the bet was. Right. And so that's the thought process. So hopefully you found value. I'll send you a recording of this as well, and stick around and you'll see how we do it with some of the other companies as well. But thank you again for joining us, and let's make sure we get Maolan to where it needs to be in the next 100 days as part of our program, right? Thank you very much.
Yes, for sure. Thank you very much, Ash.
My pleasure. Always my pleasure.